They have put out some taste on the tables. Is that all Harvey's popcorn that's out there? And a Seattle. Oh, nice. So I don't know that there's one for everyone, but there is certainly open them up, taste them. They're meant to be opened and tasted. Okay, and then share. The other gift today is on this bar over here in the gift shop. You'll see a bunch of books. There's some taco books, Sarah Dickerman's book. There's a few jars of vegan caramel sauce from Hotcakes. Those are all available today. If before you go, feel free to take one. We have this week and next. We have a little Christmas time thing happening around here, so make yourself at home. And then, of course, there's a gift shop. You're welcome to spend cold, hard cash in the gift shop. And then over here, we have the red boxes that are a mix and match box where you can put 3 rubs of your choice in a box and makes a good stocking stuffer.
It's like being on the Oprah show today.
Yeah, exactly. We are still in mourning. We're going to be in mourning for a year over Chef Terry. So sometimes it's hard to keep my shoulders up over that one. The good news is he was such a good dude that it makes me smile. So,
absolutely.
Also, would like to point out my mother's stove. I inherited this last. Let's see, she died a year ago, August. So I got it. I went back to the East Coast and packed it up and got it out here. Maybe this time last year, I want to say, because my brothers and sisters were threatening to take my inheritance. And so I went back there, got myself a pod, and brought the stove back with me because I had been waiting for her to die. I told her, Mom, for 30 years, I told her, like, when are you going to, so I can get the stove. She didn't think I was very funny.
And that's not true.
And it's not true. This is my daughter, Loretta, also the legal counsel for our company. And sitting in Terry's chair for a bit.
There's more traffic at 8 a.m. than there is at
Is there?
we normally.
We were getting ready to go solo. I said to Becky, I said, I don't want to call her and rush her because then she'll crash into somebody.
Yeah. No.
You're good.
2 minutes late.
With 3 babies under the age of 3, you are allowed.
Oh, I want fancy.
Everything looks so festive.
I know it's cute in here.
Really cute. Good job rallying so early. Thank you for rallying so early. Yeah, it's pretty too with all the little Christmas wrappers and paper.
Okay, everybody, look at the screens. That's what I've 4 months old last week. How about that? That's
So
Adonis
cute.
and Athena. Adonis and Athena. Adonis has got the bigger grin. Athena's got the brighter eyes.
So cute.
Neither one looks like me.
Not yet.
Yes, we have one of Hercules, but I might have to. This is Hercules making pancakes the other morning.
It went away, Dad.
Huh? It went away. He could show Chef Annie a thing or two. Annie's got a baby of her own. How old is your kid now, Annie? Is he taller than you yet?
Cute little Anders.
Cute little Anders. All right, shall we get rolling?
Yes.
All right. Welcome, YouTubers, by the way. In case you're wondering, we have just the one camera. Oh, no, there's a second camera on the audience today, Sean. Is that right?
Yeah, for our guests.
Okay. You can take the babies down now. It's like they're staring at me. All right, in case you haven't met them, Sean McFadden is our technical director. Becky Guzek is our producer. And Annie Elmore back there is making your breakfast for you. Good luck.
Proceed with caution.
Hope you make it through the show. Or should I say the restrooms are that?
You guys.
That's funny stuff. It's hard to be this funny this early in the morning.
Well, you got wine tasting coming up.
Oh, that's right. Keep trying. Welcome to the Hot Stove Society show on Cairo Radio right here in downtown Seattle. We're at the Hotel Andra in the Hot Stove Society kitchens. My name is Tom Douglas.
I'm Loretta Douglas.
Loretta Douglas. We are still missing our pal, Chef Terry. We just told the team here that we're going to be in mourning for a year.
Yes.
And then we'll be mourning after that, too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We have a large show for you today, including some details on our New Year's Eve celebration that's happening here. It's almost sold out. I know. It's only like the first week of December, and it's almost sold out already. So in case you want to know anything about that, just go to hotstovesociety.com and check in on our fun and festive New Year's Eve, inspired by, if you're a listener to our show, you'll know what I'm talking about, Grace Lynn's Chinese menu book that we did a 7-part series on. And I used that same inspiration for the menu for New Year's Eve. Kristen Frostmo is here from Maiden, Washington to share local food, gifts, and ideas for Christmas time. I see everyone in the audience has some popcorn and some chocolate bars. You're going to crash by noon. Well, I'm going to tell you, because you're drinking coffee. This is going to be a real celebration
Sugar
here
high
today.
show this morning.
Yeah, exactly. So there's lots of tasty little treats, Christmas time treats. The audience members today are getting a free cookbook. They're getting some, like I said, some popcorn. There's lots of fun things going on. And next week is the big Christmas giveaway week.
It is.
It is. And that'll be for our listeners next week. Actually, maybe we should do it for our audience since they made the effort to get here.
Well, tell us what it is.
I have a KitchenAid mixer.
Wow.
And 4 different attachments. So I'm not sure if they're going to go together or if we're going to spread them out.
Yeah.
But that's going to be
next
week. Let's do it for the audience, someone who's in the audience next week on the show. So if you're desperate for a KitchenAid mixer and you want to put your name in the hat,
buy a ticket and come listen.
buy a ticket and come listen. It'll be super fun. And of course, we'll have a few other giveaways as we always do here in the morning. Of course, and breakfast. Don't forget breakfast comes with the ticket. Yeah. Marilee Brumhall, the founder of Lola Wines, is here to share and talk about gorgeous wines made by rockstar French and Italian women winemakers. What?
Iola, not Lola. You're misreading your capital I as an L.
Oh, I see.
I put a little cheat sheet.
You know the big bold letters on your show sheet where it says Iola and how
Oh,
to
I didn't
pronounce
see that
it?
part
Yeah.
over there. Sean DeTore, can you fix this for me, please? Marilee Brum. Yes.
Bramhall.
Sean, can you fix that for me too, please? Marilee Bramhall is here, the founder of Iola Wines. Correct? Yay! We're going to talk about gorgeous wines made by rockstar French and Italian women winemakers. Loretta, you have a fun scratch or
Shortcut or scratch. One day
Shortcut.
you're gonna get this my segment name right.
Yeah,
I'm
and
trying not to take it personally.
are you going to let loose what it is?
Sure, we're gonna talk bag salad today.
Bag salad.
Yeah, because this is one that I know we'll be divided on. So
Hmm.
Do you know what that is, Tom?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, well,
oh, come on.
Okay, well, I'll learn as you're learning. But it seems to me it's pretty easy to buy a head of lettuce.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Okay.
We'll have to see.
already.
We delve into the world of organic produce with Zach Broom from Charlie's Produce, our special Cultivating Fresh segment. And co-authors Doug George Gordon and Marianne Barron Wagner, geez, could their names be any
It's a
longer,
lot.
are here to talk about their book, Heaven on a Half Shell, which I wrote a little endorsement for maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, whatever that was. So it's a fabulous little book, and it's fun because the oyster lovers are not a rare breed, but they are a special breed. They're adamant.
into it.
They're
Yeah.
so into it. So, and of course, we're going to finish our show with Rub with Love, Food for Thought, Tasty Trivia, authored by Becky Guzak herself, which means I'm going to lose.
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. I think I'm gonna win for like the 5th week in a row.
Yeah, exactly. My taste of the week is just a reminder. I remember this growing up that my dad, whenever this is the time of year when he had prime rib, and my mom would always make the special prime rib dinner, the only time of the year, and he always put a piece of white bread underneath his steak or his rib roast to catch all the bloody juices.
Mm.
And so I'm not so into that. I know, look at your face. But you know, a lot of people if you eat a rare steak, it's bloody.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but I was in a restaurant the other night, and I'm not going to name it because I didn't love what they did with it. I love the idea of it.
Okay.
They made a savory bread pudding to go underneath the steak that I had
Oh,
ordered.
interesting. Okay.
And it was, I love the idea of maybe just taking that up another savory level. It was a little bland for me, but just make a bread pudding, add lots of herbs, sage, rosemary, lots of strong winter herbs. And then I personally would put in my mushroom rub powder or put in sauteed mushrooms into the bread pudding. So it's just a layer of bread, some sauteed mushrooms, some maybe brown shallots, a little custard of cream and egg, and the herbs, and then bake that. And then there's a nice thin kind of pan-fried slab underneath your steak, soaking up all those juices.
Sounds good.
It's the kind of thing you don't do in January.
Sounds lovely.
January, you're looking at the scale, but in December, it seems right.
Indulgent. Yeah. Sounds delicious.
How about you?
My taste of the week is kind of a not taste. I have this recipe it's a Food 52 recipe. It's a chorizo rice bake. I have made it 25 times probably. It's like a go-to staple, warm, comforting fall winter meal in our house. And I made it this week and it was terrible.
What happened?
And I don't know what happened. And I've been racking my brain over it all week trying to figure out, like, did I mismeasure some? I mean, I know this recipe by heart at this point. I make it all the time.
I know all about this because I had to make your mother dinner after she came home from
Yeah,
your
because
house.
it was so bad. I can't even falter. I had to make myself second dinner afterwards. And I don't know what happened. It's a delicious recipe. I do it all the time because it always comes out. It's one of those like impossible to screw up. So I have been craving like the good version of it.
Is it like a dirty rice or a jambalaya or?
It's almost like a
Paella?
simple paella.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
made with arborio rice, Spanish chorizo, chickpeas. It's really delicious. Super simple.
Sounds a little bit hard to screw up.
Yeah, you would think, but somehow. So I am craving the real version.
What's
real
the
delicious
binder?
version.
Like what holds the rice and everything kind of
Stock.
together? Just stock.
Yeah.
So you get it a little overcooked so it becomes sticky or not?
I mean, it's baked in the oven.
Mhm.
And so it's supposed to kind of crisp up on top and around the sides. It didn't do that. I don't
You don't know.
I don't know. It was a mess.
Well, it sounds like it was a good night for me to miss dinner at your house.
Yeah. You should be
So
sad that you missed it. You're
for that.
welcome.
Yeah. All right. Lots more to go here today. Is everyone having a good time? Good. Everyone's got a smile on their face. Your book club is here, Becky.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. So we're happy to see them. Again, a reminder, next week it's KitchenAid giveaway day here in the studio at the Hot Stove Society. On Cairo Radio, this is the Hot Stove Society radio show, 97.3 FM.
I forgot to say that I'm the party motivator. So like this.
Terry was always very enthusiastic around that. So Loretta's got some shoes to fill.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. You brought so much stuff, we have to do two segments.
Yes, I wanted to make sure you had plenty to look at, sample.
There you go.
Can I bring it down a little?
Then just jump right up into
Right
it.
there.
There you
Okay,
go. That's
there we
what
go.
love. And when you, no matter who you're talking to, talk to the mic.
Talk to the mic.
Those are the only two rules. Did I say your name correctly, Kristen?
did.
Oh, okay,
Rosmo.
good. Jeez, tough.
It's early.
It's also uncommon. You said it right.
Just like you.
Hi, Loretta. It's nice to meet you. I'm
Nice
Kristen.
to meet you as well.
And we're back here at the Hot Stove Society on Cairo. Thank you for joining us.
I'm Loretta Douglas.
We
Happy
have
to be
to
here.
we have to work a little harder on the audience
I
motivation.
know. I just failed at my
Yeah, exactly.
primary job here. in
Chef
the
Terry
studio.
would be whistling and singing
Yep.
and clapping.
I know.
Yeah.
Nobody
up.
wants me to do that.
Wake up. I'm Tom Douglas. Loretta is the legal counsel for our company, part owner of the restaurant group now. And so we're proud to have her on the show. Kristen Frosmo, CEO of Made in Washington, has joined us today. And Kristen, what are you going to sell in your store today? Because it seems like you have brought everything here.
It's the season of food, isn't it?
Yeah,
so we
it
wanted to
certainly is.
celebrate today and bring all sorts of fun new ideas
Uh-huh.
and things that I don't think you've seen yet, hopefully from us. So
Well, I'm not sure if I have or I haven't, but I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it. What are the audience members? What are they tasting? And can they open their packages now?
they absolutely should open their packages because we have sweet treats, especially for the holiday season. We have Harvey's popcorn today. They've done 4, which we have 4 up here. They're sampling ginger snap, I think.
Uh-huh.
4 holiday flavors of popcorn that are new this year in super cute packaging, really giftable. So those are fun stocking stuffers, or you're going to a party, bring a couple bags to share with the family. There's a hot chocolate snowman crunch, which is with peppermint drizzle and white
Yeah,
chocolate.
that's
I
the
think.
one I have my eye on. I like peppermint.
Tear
anything.
in cinnamon and spice, and then the ginger snap. So super fun flavors.
So I look at this packaging and I think, God, this has got to be from England. It's kind of got that old English look about it. I'm surprised it's local.
Yeah, Harvey's was founded in Bremerton in the 50s. And
Uh-huh.
so it's been around for quite a long time. You might know them for the butter rum toffee popcorn. That's kind of what they're
Oh,
known
yeah,
for.
yeah,
and
yeah,
they do the
I've had
butter
that.
rum mix. But they started really expanding. And this year we reached out to them and said, hey, we'd love to do something really special for the holiday season. And so we had a tasting back in the summer, I think, in our offices. And they brought a dozen flavors. I was so sick because you can't stop eating it. You're just sitting there tasting. And, wait, I like this one. No, I like this one. So narrowing it down to 4 was really tough, but we just love these. We sell them as a set, or you can buy them individually.
That's
Wow,
awesome.
how fun is that?
Yeah.
My mother is a popcorn connoisseur,
Yeah,
but
that's the
she's a
problem
little
with
bit
her.
of a purist. So we'll
Yeah.
have to see if we can get her on board with.
that
No
is definitely
sweet.
a problem with her. She is a purist. She doesn't like the air popper. She just likes to make it in her pan with butter and salt and lots of both. And I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
But
nothing
like
wrong
if I
with
bring
that.
home like white cheddar popcorn, she just turns her nose up, walks out of the room.
Sweet is pretty irresistible.
I
There's
know.
something different about that. Yeah, it's more.
Well,
of
I
a
grew up on
dessert treat.
Garrett's in Chicago,
Oh yes, the
which
mix,
is the
caramel.
oiliest, greasiest, loveliest popcorn, and they do the Chicago mix with just the cheddar and the caramel
Right.
corn, right?
I
So-
can't bring that home because I will go through an entire bag in 30 minutes
Yeah.
of the mixed popcorn. And I'm looking at this Harvey's like, yeah, that's going to be a problem for me.
Yeah. If you ever have a layover at O'Hare,
Yeah.
there's just enough time to run to Garrett's and pick something
Yeah.
up. I've
And
been
who would have
known to do-
thunk, that a caramel popcorn and a cheesy popcorn would be a good mix, but
I know.
it's now become a classic. Okay, what's next on your list there?
Well, we have this great set for seafood lovers. So, what a perfect Northwest gift. So, this is kind of a fun way to pull a bunch of brands together, which is really our story for Made in Washington, is representing all these makers around our community and celebrating their products. And
Mhm.
so, a lot of our gift sets are trying to do that, to introduce people to a wide range of brands. So, this one is all local companies making different seafood. So we have from Sea Bear, we have smoked king salmon in the set and their clam chowder. So this is like the celebration of all seafood. We have Neptune fish jerky. It's a cracked pepper fish jerky. We can't keep in stock. It's delicious. We have Iconi oysters in there. And then of course, can't go without Tom Douglas crab cake mix. So it really is a little bit of everything. And again, that's just a great, easy set. If you're not sure what to get someone, ship it soon.
Kristen, you know,
Holidays are coming.
Holidays are here.
Exactly.
Kristen, what I love about this, I went online and I saw this, and you can click to read the makers' stories.
Yes.
And I thought that was really sweet. And I
Yeah.
sent this to a friend in New York.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, so-
Celebrating the Northwest. I
Yes.
love it. We
Yeah.
actually see a lot of that, especially this time of year. Tons of our packages going all over the country because people really are wanting to share their love of the Northwest.
Right. And for years, I was a judge at the ASME, the Alaska Seafood Marketing Institute's Symphony of Seafood. And that's where a lot of these little Northwest seafood products kind of made their way into the marketplace through these contests. It's like, oh, yeah. And then they
Yeah.
win. And next thing you know, they're on the shelves.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're scrambling to figure out how to put a business model together
Yeah.
and build
Yeah.
it. And yeah, it's a great story. I mean, we love celebrating them. It is why we share those maker stories on our website, because I love that. That's my favorite part, is meeting someone who's just starting and, in their garage, not with seafood, but
And we saw so much of that during the pandemic.
Yes.
Where people starting businesses literally in their home kitchen and
absolutely.
garage.
Yeah.
How
and
did
finding
Made
their
in
passion.
Washington get started?
Made in Washington started in 1984 in Pike Place Market,
Hello.
which Tom catered
catered
our
the opening.
favorite story.
You're
Yeah.
very
How
old.
about that? And our founders had seen a store in another state that was celebrating that local state and thought, well, there's so much here in Washington to celebrate. So they started our original store, which is still there on Post Alley and Pike Place Market. And we have a couple others in Bellevue and Alderwood. But really, that was the whole idea, was to introduce people to the best of the Northwest.
I always pop in at the airport when I'm going to see someone.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have a store at the airport as well. And then, of course, a big online business. So lots of places you can find us.
The airport one is pretty genius because anytime you're traveling to see friends out of town and you're like, oh, I should
Perfect.
bring them a gift for hosting me. It's like, I've stopped there
Quick,
many a
easy,
time.
yeah.
They sell my spice rub there, Loretta.
I do
And my
know.
cookbooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loretta's
Fantastic.
famous
I'm
for
not
walking-
buying those, but
Yeah. What's interesting to me about all that is when in 1984, there might have been a dozen wineries in our state and maybe a brewery or two.
Yeah.
And think about the change just in that, not mentioning coffee roasters
exactly.
and, just
Right.
the amount of local.
yeah, you could probably have
production.
an entire store of just Washington coffee at this point.
It's so
Yeah.
true. There's so many amazing companies here. And I think we take it for granted living here, but you travel to other parts of the country and you get that contrast. You realize we're such a foodie community and we do really celebrate these small local brands and are excited when a new winery, a new brewery, a new coffee maker shows up. It's really
Exactly.
fun to be here.
All right. So we have 2 minutes left for the next one. What one do you want to pick for that?
Well, the other one that our audience members are tasting is one of the Seattle chocolate holiday bars. And we have this little trio set of special holiday flavors, which is candy cane, the hot buttered rum, which our audience is tasting, and holy cannoli, which I think is the best name ever.
That's
I love
so
it.
cute.
So it's a cute little, again, like stocking stuffer or hostess gift. If you're showing up at somebody's house, why wouldn't you want to enjoy 3 special holiday chocolates? So Seattle Chocolate, great local company, been making chocolates for a long time.
You know, last year I gave these away. They're Halloween versions. I gave away at Halloween as my candy giveaway.
Oh my
And-
gosh, you're the most popular house in the neighborhood.
Well, I give away nice things, and then I also have little minis for the adults, the little minis of other
Love
treats
that.
for the adults.
Yes, our neighbor
he
does
gets more
Fireball,
adults at his trick or treating at his
Exactly.
house than he does
But
kids.
this year I
Right.
couldn't find the Halloween ones. Did they make them? Did you sell them?
We didn't have them from
No,
Seattle Chocolate.
this year I
No, we
couldn't
have
find
fall
them.
flavors though. I
Okay.
mean, I guess they weren't specifically Halloween. Yeah.
Candy cane, hot buttered rum. That's probably where I would go over holy cannoli, but who knows?
There's a bar right there.
I'm
going
going to eat it right now during our break. When we come back, a few more items from Made in Washington stores with Kristen Frosmo. On Cairo Radio, it's the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
While we have all this display before we
Oh yeah, I would love to. I was just. Yes. But yeah, we have a lot more. So.
What got you up this early? Kristen? It's okay.
Yeah, try.
Iola.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's really good. The hot chocolate one is cute. I've been putting them in the sides, but I can't have that one.
Oh, that's okay. I just never
Okay,
even.
Well,
and then a 2.5-year-old.
Your choice.
oh my gosh. I'm an identical twin.
Oh,
Are yours
really?
Identical or
Fraternal.
Fraternal. Oh, right.
have
Is it
you
boy
sold
and
one?
girl? Did I
Yeah.
hear? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you know we sell this?
No, I did not know that. That's
The
crazy.
entire thing. We ship it like that. It's
Uh-huh.
packed and
Have you sold one?
yeah, we sold a couple.
Crazy.
It's like the ultimate gourmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you sell those? You sell the hotcakes vegan caramel?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It doesn't sell here.
Huh.
You know, we brought it in because I had her on the show, and it just
Yeah.
hasn't moved here.
I would think very. Well, we should try it, but you're not. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I live in Ballard, so I go here and eat their hot
Oh, do you?
cakes. Oh my God, they're so good.
You're welcome to take it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, maybe I'll try that. We don't actually have a caramel sauce. Yeah.
Speaking of that, we should have Brittany Bartolaban on. All right, we're back here in the Hot Stove Kitchen. Everyone's abuzz with their blueberry muffin and their popcorn and their chocolate bars. And Kristen Frosmo is here to talk about more gift ideas from Made in Washington. There's so many.
I know. We have a lot to choose from.
All right, keep going. Let's just run through some of these.
Okay, I'll highlight a few. In the center here, we have one of our favorite gifts, which is for the ultimate gourmet, one of every single thing rub with love.
That is the biggest box of rub I've ever seen.
And we ship that whole thing. It's rubs and sauces. And if you have someone who's a total foodie and wants like a really special gift, this is the one to send. So
That
we
is
love
I
it.
don't even think we sell
I
a box
know.
of every SKU.
I know.
Yeah,
Awesome.
And then let's see, next to that, we have Wildly Beloved, which we just launched a couple weeks ago. New from Whidbey Island, all handmade, beautiful pastas. So fully certified organic, which is a long, difficult process. She even puts it in compostable bags, which I think is
That's awesome.
wonderful.
Great.
I have tasted these. I found them actually at the farmer's market in Langley, and they're delicious. And we've just launched those on our website and in our stores.
I love this. It says it's called Pappardelle Undulate.
Undulate.
Undulate. I love that because it looks like it picks up a ton of sauce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I also love that she wrote compostable on the bag because people look at this and then even if it is, they don't know it.
Right.
Right. And so
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a fun new one. And we have that one in a kit too with some like kind of oil and vinegar and salami as a little gift set.
Kristen, your packaging is so beautiful. How
thank you.
involved is Made in Washington with the vendors?
We're really involved. You know, again, these are small local companies who sometimes are getting started. And so we are definitely happy to share ideas and feedback and what we see that works well. And so we have really good collaboration with our makers. Absolutely.
Lucky them.
Thank you. Let's see what else. We launched a new hot sauce. You know, it continues to be such a fun category. So Papa Tony's out of West Seattle.
Cute.
I brought 3 of the flavors. I think we actually have 5. He started with a mango habanero. That one I love. It's delicious. You get that kind of fruity heat. But there's all sorts of levels. So a little something for everyone. And his wife is the designer. He told me he's in charge of flavor and his wife is in charge of design. So
There you go.
I thought that was a good combo. So that's been a fun, newer one in the last few months.
The Fall City Farms dill pickles look great, and there's that iconic red farm or house barn
Exactly.
from Fall City right on the label.
Yeah, we actually did a fun little pop-up with them for Halloween. So they do one of the big pumpkin patches that everyone goes to. And so we set up a little like pop-up farm stand over the weekend. So it was a really fun collaboration. And then of course we tasted their pickles and had to bring them in. So those are a new addition as well.
All right. Bubble Tea, a DIY kit by The Works.
Yes, The Works is a fun local company. They do hands-on classes in their store, but they also sell these great kits. So we have a strawberry mochi and then the boba tea. And these are to do at home. And it gives you all the ingredients, the instructions, and even a playlist while you do it.
Yeah, that's
And
so
then you
cute.
can recreate them. And they're a great deal. They're under $40 for these cute little kits. They have other ones.
I
There's
got the mochi one as a gift last
You
year,
did?
I think.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
for
how
Christmas.
great.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I
Yeah.
love mochi. So
they're so fun and just an easy one for the holidays.
Did you find it easy to put together?
totally. And it's fun. It's something that like I wouldn't probably have ever taken on making myself in another context. So it was
Right,
great. Yeah.
right. When it's all right in front of you
Yeah.
and easy. And they do things like friendship bracelets and terrariums also, but some really fun foodie ones. Yeah.
Cool.
What else do we have over
We
there?
have Kari Kari, one of my favorite little chili crisps. Between the Loganma, which is the old godmother chili crisp from China,
Oh, wow.
which kind of started the craze.
Yeah.
And the Kari Kari, those are my 2 favorite.
It's so good, that crunch
Yeah.
on anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is one that we can't keep in. In fact, it's gotten so popular, they now sell this huge tub of it.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
And we
And
buy
that
it.
one keeps blowing out. Exactly. Yeah. So it's one of our favorite condiments right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
definitely
definitely
a
a chili
stocking
crisp
stuffer.
on everything
Mhm.
family.
And it really is. I mean, Chef Terry loved them too when I introduced him to it. He would put it on everything from a baked potato to a pancake. You know, he would put it wherever he could think
Yeah.
of.
Have you ever tried it? They say it on their website. I haven't brought myself to try this one on vanilla ice cream.
No, I have not.
Okay. So that's the challenge. I
Yeah.
would try
Right.
that one.
That is a challenge.
That exactly.
Especially the Kari Kari, which is Kari. It has large chunks of crispy garlic in it.
Yep.
I'm interesting on ice cream. I don't know.
I-
I don't know
I-
if I'm going there.
I don't know if I am either, but I keep hearing it. I'm like, well, I mean, someone likes it.
Someone
'cause
has to have had it, yeah.
There's some buzz around that one. So
Uh,
It's funny.
you have this brand that's been around quite a while, and I'm always surprised that it's still around because the Girl and the Dirt.
yeah.
And I don't mean surprised by flavor wise. I think they're delicious products, but it seems like such a small producer. It's interesting that they've made it this long.
Yeah, I think because they are really special. So Girl Meets Dirt on Orcas Island, and they really focus on locally sourced fruits. So they're really unusual, interesting combinations of preserves, jams. The one we brought today is one that we've just brought in, Hot Damn Pepper Jam, which what a fun name again. And just a delicious one for quick entertaining, throw that over cream cheese and a cracker, old school, and it's delicious.
Yeah,
That
I
is
mean,
old
they
school
are
right
like
there.
the perfect cheese tray kind of
Totally.
accompaniment because they are so unique. I think.
Exactly. Yeah, the pear and bay leaf, like they do these really interesting combinations. And I
Mhm.
think that is what kind of has sustained them, is they stand out because they're unique.
Let's go back to the coffee conversation for a minute because I think coffee is confusing. To me, it's obvious that all these coffee roasters, local or not, are all getting coffee from 10 degrees near the equator, and
Right.
they're all kind of working with the same raw product.
Mhm.
And I say that in a big picture because I know that beans
Right.
are different from everywhere. But it's really, to me, the biggest definer sometimes is the roast level of the coffee. Like grew up on Starbucks,
Mhm.
and I love that dark char, and it makes other people crazy.
Right.
Is there a coffee brand out there that's handling both of those that you're doing really well in your shop?
Yeah, it's interesting. We have such a range, and we see the same thing as, that it's so personal. And so we try to bring in small new people regularly so you have a chance to kind of try out different ones and get a sense. Local goods also on Orcas Island is one we actually just brought in. I think it was a French roast, and I can't remember what the second one is, both darker roasts.
Mhm.
I think our local customer, we do find, tends to probably skew a little bit more towards those darker roasts. I think that is sort of what we're all known
Like
for,
a local
right?
palate. Yeah.
It is. But we have some really approachable kind of medium roasts. We do one as a kind of like a private label roasted in Seattle in partnership with Cafe Appassionato that has more of a medium roast, the rainy day roast. And that's one of our best selling. And I think that's one that's really easy for people to taste. We sample it a lot, particularly in Pike Place Market, where people are looking
Right.
for something to bring back from Seattle and they think of coffee. That's a really easy one, but it's fun to try different ones and see, what people prefer. But yeah, I would say we lean probably on the little bit darker side.
Darker side. Well, it's exactly why Starbucks came out with the Pike Place roast, right? Which
Yep.
is a blonde. They call it a medium blonde roast or something. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
it's now their best-selling coffee across the country,
Right.
and that's just because it doesn't have that heavy char to it.
Yeah.
Exactly
It'd be
what I
interesting
love.
look at the percentages here versus other parts of the country of that blonde roast versus other parts, right? I'm sure it's.
Well, that's why they got the name Charbucks, and in the beginning, because a lot of really hoity-toity coffee people just thought it was burnt,
Yeah.
and other people loved it, like me.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anything other surprises kind of coming up in the spring that you're looking forward to?
Well, we're deep in Valentine's planning, so a lot of chocolate conversation happening, of course, and then thinking towards Mother's Day, and it's always we're planning ahead, and then you're living in the moment of it's a couple weeks before Christmas and trying to balance both, but we're just always in that hunt for new and interesting things. And as you said, sometimes it's a little trade show or a market. The pasta we discovered at a farmer's market, it's not always easy to find local makers. So, we have an application on our website, like reach out to us. We want to find those companies and help them be successful,
Right.
And introduce their brand to a wider audience than sometimes they're able to on their own. So yeah, we're just always on the hunt.
And we are too. We had Ed was in from the cookie company, Cookie Monster.
Michael Pickney.
Michael Pickney.
Yeah, he's got. We might need to set you up there. He's
Yeah.
got beautiful
Yeah.
cookies.
But
yeah,
we like the
Nice.
same thing. We like kind of introducing people to local
Yeah.
purveyors.
although it
Right.
really messed up Loretta. She couldn't stop eating the
I
cookies.
know. This is a
Exactly.
problem. You guys have better self-control than I do, apparently.
Well, go check out a Made in Washington store. Say hi to Kristen for me when you're there. There's lots of local gifts, obviously, for the holidays, and have fun. Have fun shopping
Thank
with something
you.
that people can actually put into their life. Because once they
Right.
try that pepper jam, they might buy it for the next 10 years.
Exactly. Thank you
Our-
for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Marilee Brumhall from Iola Wines is here. We're going to talk a little bit about women winemakers and also some delicious wine. On Cairo Radio, it's the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
Great job.
You kicked it.
What a fun store. Oh, I think there's, yeah.
Okay. Right here.
So much fun stuff.
Oh, I have supplements. All of this before the next.
Yeah, we can just move it so you can get started packing it up. And you don't have to worry about it so much.
Hello.
Hello.
It's very nice to meet you.
And you also. I'm Tom.
I know who you
You're
are.
Mary
sir.
Lee.
I'm Mary Lee. Yes, I'm a longtime fan of yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I said two.
And then there's a couple of those kits are hers too.
Oh, yes. Very nice.
My goodness, you're busy.
Yeah, I've got lots of things for you to taste. Did you want this? Oh, sure.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, I have actually fried wines, but
Oh,
mine's
you're
getting
so
sugar and
Jeez Louise.
But I'm like Loretta, I can't be trusted. Oh, well.
I know. Oh my God.
Is that the one?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Oh, that's cute. So I wrote.
All right, Becky, we need to help out here.
Okay. Can I help?
pour this one in the one next to the white.
This one? Okay.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. For 9 a.m.
Anything else? We
Becky?
good?
That's it. Yeah. Some in my glasses. Yeah, this is the bonus. We actually have time for wine.
Great.
Oh, wow. Should I stand?
Wherever you're comfortable.
It too.
Okay,
The mic.
I might stand.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so short.
So we have 9 minutes, so I would think about a minute and a half per wine. Okay,
Perfect.
just
And
to
the
give you a
story.
little head, give you a little. And what?
And the story behind her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Hot Stove Society show on Cairo. We're joined in the studio here in downtown at the beautiful Hotel Andra by Marilee Bramhall. She has a wine business called Iola Wines.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. And it features women winemakers from Italy and France.
Italy and France, and they're all organic, biodynamic, and sustainably grown.
Wow,
I
fantastic.
love it.
Yeah.
And you've poured 4 wines for us. This is a monster tasting for this segment. So we're gonna have to get rolling here. And
gonna be
tell us what
wine
we got in
speed
front of
dating.
us, and tell us about you and your story. And
Sure. So just to start off, Iola Wine started during the pandemic. I think all of us have some kind of pandemic story. Mine was that before COVID, I sold wholesale, and then I had 6 pallets of wine arrive and no legal way to sell the wine when all the restaurants closed. So that was the beginning of Iola and selling online direct to customer. And people had been asking me for a while, can I just get your wine myself? And I didn't have a license to do that until I had to get one. And now we
Right.
have 5 wine clubs, and I work with about 40 different producers, all women, as you said, in France and Italy, that are farming organically and sustainably.
is it being successful? Are people embracing it?
Yes, it's for me. COVID was hard for a lot of people. For me, it was a huge blessing because what I found was at that point, I said I was the chief everything officer because I did everything. I built a goofy little website. I did the accounting and the books. I delivered wine to people's doorsteps. And so I would stand on people's doorsteps, bringing them these wines from France and Italy. And they would tell me about the time in their life when they went to Bordeaux or when they went to Burgundy or when they went to Tuscany. And for them, it was sort of an opportunity to relive that time when we could all travel. And I was just delivering that to them in a bottle because wine is about a sense of place above all. So
Yeah, and you're also during a pandemic, everyone was a little bit lonely and looking forward to some interaction, whether it was indoors or outdoors.
yeah, this was a lot of outdoors in masks and,
Yeah.
standing 6 feet away and sharing stories.
Well,
Yeah.
that's awesome. All right, what do we have in the glass here?
The first thing we have is some champagne. I'm a huge lover of champagne. This champagne is made by Champagne Cordoue Père et Fille. So this is a father and daughter duo. Erlande is the daughter that's moving things forward. She actually was adopted from Haiti at the age of 2, and her plan was to be an aid worker. And after university, she had a really difficult time finding a position working as an aid worker. So her dad begged her, please, would you come back to the Champagne House and work with me? So that's why they are now stylized père et fille, father and daughter.
Huh.
They're in the southern part of Champagne in the Côte des Bar. And this is 100% Chardonnay. And their belief is to age the wine for as long as possible in order for it to be perfectly ready to sell. So
Right.
this is 7 years sur lie, which makes it a very special kind of gourmand, wonderful wine for the holidays.
So in champagne and non-vintage, is it a Solera type system where they're mixing vintages?
This one is, I would certainly call it a multi-vintage champagne, but they're not using a Solera system per se.
Per se, I understand that, but
Yeah.
but it is
Exactly.
They blend to a flavor profile that they're looking for.
100%. That's
Yeah.
exactly what this
Yeah.
is. Yep,
Okay.
you're right.
All right, it's delicious, by the way.
It's
I could drink this every day.
Yeah.
And what is the retail on this?
The retail on this is amazing. It's less than $50.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's $48 on our website.
Very
Mhm.
special.
Yeah. So that is the champagne. The next wine is Italian. It's from northern Italy, from Gavi. And I love this wine. It's called Indy. And it's made by 3 sisters, the Sisters of La Mesma. They actually all had their own careers before they got into the wine business. The way they got into wine was their parents bought a home in Gavi, and there were some vines on the property. And their mom said, gosh, wouldn't it be fun to have our own sort of house wine? one of the sisters, Francesca, was a biologist. So she kind of started messing around making wine, and then it started to turn into something. So she got her older sister, Paola, who had been an artist and graphic designer, to join.
Mhm.
And eventually they got their younger sister, Anna, who was an attorney, to join as well. And they now have won several Tre Bicchieri awards in Italy, which is really impressive. I love Indy because it's an indigenous yeast fermentation. So one of the things that Iola Wines is about is naturally made wine. So certainly organic and biodynamic. This one is certified organic, as is the champagne. And it's based on Cortese, which is a fairly ancient grape native to Gavi in
Mhm.
Piemonte.
So if you're looking for this kind of wine out there, either your website or just GAVI, and
Exactly.
sometimes you'll see it as Gavi de Gavi.
Precisely.
And there's another producer I like around there, Sparino.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen their packaging? Is just this great looking place. I've been to the winery, that's why I know about it. So.
Well, and I mean, when you get a chance to visit, it makes everything that much more meaningful.
Mhm.
You really do find a way to connect with the place, which is special. I mean, that's what wine's all about.
Yeah, this particular wine in my mind is great for a Christmas dinner. It's not in your face challenging.
Right.
It's got a good acid level to deal
Yeah.
with all the different food on the table.
Yeah.
And it's probably a decent price point.
It's a wonderful price point, also less than $30. This one retails for about $28. We actually just did a 7 days of sort of wine merriment, and we had it on sale for $23 a bottle.
Wow.
And it just flew.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, holiday time, it's fun to have fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, the next one.
The next one is we're back to France, and we're actually in the southern part of France in Provence. This is a wine that, interestingly, is not available anywhere else in the U.S. except through Iola Wines. It is from a producer called Domaine de Lauzière, and they are right near Les Baux, if anyone knows where Les Baux de
We
Provence
were
is.
just there as a
Yeah.
family.
Oh,
Yeah.
About a year ago,
wonderful.
yeah.
Yes, you know the countryside there is particularly unique and beautiful. Domaine de Lauzière is a biodynamic producer. The wine grower there is Noémie Chudel. Noémie's maybe one of the shyest people I've ever had the privilege of meeting. She doesn't say a lot. She loves to be in the couverie making the wine. This wine in particular is 100% Syrah. It's called Persephone. And what she does is harvest at night in order to bring the grapes in at their sort of their peak level of quality. And she has a philosophy about low intervention, which is she doesn't want to mask the expression of the grape in any way whatsoever. So this is only elaborated in stainless steel and concrete eggs. That's
Really?
it, to give just the purest expression of Syrah that you can find.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that because, too much barrique for me out there in the world. And so
Yeah.
stainless steel and cement is the way
Yeah,
for me. It's cement best.
I agree.
Yeah.
I love to find wines that are elaborated in
Yeah.
cement. So the last wine that we have is from Bandol.
I love Bandol.
Me too. And I love this producer. Her family's been farming on their property since 1790. The family home was built in the 1500s. And her name's Sophie Cachard. Sophie's the producer I've been working with the longest. Sophie's perspective is that she had a wedding with her vines. She's so committed to taking care of the soil.
Yeah.
So since 1790, there have never been any chemicals in the soil here. The family's never used chemicals in farming their grapes. Her dad's a shepherd, so there's sheep coming through the vineyard at appropriate times. There's so much biodiversity. It's surrounded by woods, wild boar living there. And then this wine is, of course, Bandol Rouge. So it is, her blend is 80% Morvet, 20% Grenache. She ages for about 22 months in wood. And she uses a blend of some new wood and then several, like demi-mood of multiple passages.
And that's really important because now you've tempered the oak by using just a blend of some new wood rather than everything like most Washington wineries, I will say, go 100% into new wood. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love all of these wines for the holidays. Each one has a different role at the holiday table. Certainly the Bandol Rouge is wonderful with any big meaty dishes that you're going
Right.
to serve. However, Sophie's brother is a vegetarian, so she does grilled portobellos for him with the Bandol Rouge.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, and I mean this is going to be a very long-lived wine.
I was just going to say it ages beautifully too.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I think this is a 2019. I think it's easily got 10 more years ahead of it, and it'll continue to evolve and be
Mhm.
exciting.
So, Marilee, how do people find you and join your club?
The best way is on our website, iolawines.com. It's IOLA wines.com. We have 5 wine clubs, and then we have just people that want to buy by the bottle. So we're an online bottle shop. And we're shipping to 9 states in the US right now
Wow.
and working on growing. Yeah, working on
Wow.
scaling up and just getting the word out about what women are doing in wine.
Well, we would love to be a customer at some point. So you let me know if you're doing anything wholesale too. That'd be great.
Absolutely. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much to Marilee Bramhall of Iola, IOLA Wines for joining us today. Up next,
Thank you so much.
we're going to decide if it's better to buy a bag of old lettuce or to buy a fresh head of lettuce. On Cairo Radio, it's the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
Thank you. That was great.
Well, you are just bossy this morning. We'll decide that.
Adorable.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Beautiful
Good
wine.
working
So nice
through that.
to meet you. This is super cool.
Did you guys all get a cup of the peppermint and lavender hot chocolate? I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
Here, she should have mine because I can't drink this.
He's allergic to chocolate.
Oh no. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
I can get it.
Oh, I got it. Sorry.
The lavender doesn't come out as much as I expected. That's the problem. I was hesitant, but then it's just got a little undertone. Yeah.
Surprising. Lavender. I don't like eating
Say that on there. Surprising. It's actually delicious.
Well, I don't like lavender eating.
I totally agree with you, Becky.
Thank you, Loretta.
I'm sure they'll want a little cut of that for their website. Surprising.
Surprisingly.
It's delicious.
Yeah, get there.
France, because you got to have a good one.
Why is your name on them?
Go back there.
Not just me.
Oh, there it is. I like it.
I will not block the sign. You can count on that.
Oh, you want me in there?
Yes, of course.
Thanks.
All right. No taste for a little bit.
What kind of popcorn did you get? Ginger snap. Any favorites? Did you pass them around, or did everyone get ginger snap? Okay. Good. I'm with Loretta. That's the kind of thing that I'll just sit and eat that whole damn bag. And,
I can't be trusted either. Nope.
huh? Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, no, no. No, no, no. When you look at my mom's stove, open the oven door. 70 years she cooked on that stove. It looks brand new in there. And she cooked 3 meals a day every day. I was just looking for, the top. Originally, it came with a salt and pepper and a clock and that kind of thing on the top. It's no longer there. So I was looking online to see if you could buy like a little vintage parts and things.
I like the story you tell about the price.
Yeah. But anyway, I think I could sell that stove for $10,000.
No, I meant how much your parents paid for
Yeah,
it.
my mom paid $260 for it in 1953 on a 10-year payment plan. That's my mom. Yeah. She had a little osteoporosis. She wasn't always that tiny. But I am a little taller than she is. I was taking her to Bridge Club that day. Yeah. 6 foot, 6'1", something like that. Yeah. Ready?
Loretta, you ready?
Loretta, you ready? We thought you were just going to be walking in the door right now, so this has all been bonus
That's
time.
not true.
2 minutes late.
And I saw your text. Thank you.
I always text. The fact that I'm out of the house is a miracle. So.
Laura, have you met my daughter Loretta before?
Hi.
Laura works with Charlie,
Oh, fun. Okay.
and yeah. She's now the legal counsel and part owner of the company. Yeah. She realized being a lawyer wasn't as sociable as being a restaurateur,
True.
and that cooking steak is a lot more fun than billable hours.
It's mostly the billable hours part. Anything
Mostly
would have been more fun than.
All right, we're back here in the kitchens at the Hot Stove Society Show, hour number 2. Thank you for listening. We're here at the beautiful Hotel Andra in downtown Seattle, 4th and Virginia. Come on down, join us sometime. Next week, we have a big giveaway of some KitchenAid, a KitchenAid mixer, and then we have some KitchenAid, like I think we have 1 pasta roller, 2 vegetable slicers, and 1 something else. I can't
You
remember.
got to come and see the show.
Got to come and see the show. Yeah. So if you own a KitchenAid, you might get a free KitchenAid attachment. Yeah, exactly. All right. Our segment now, our next hour is, going to finish up with food for thought, tasty trivia. Zach Broom is here from Charlie's Produce, organic sales for Charlie's. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And Doug George Gordon and Mary Ann Barron Wagner is going to be here to talk about Heaven on a Half Shell. But first, we have to have a little smackdown here because our segment with Loretta has turned into this. Is it better to buy like a Head Start product
Yeah.
or to make it from scratch?
Correct.
Do you really save money when you lose enjoyment?
Tell me how you really feel.
Okay, so what's this all about?
All right. Well, today,
You're a mom of 3, by the way, under 3.
3 under 3. Yes. So I'm on a 30-minute dinner timeline these days. So today I want to talk about bagged salads or salad kits because they are something that I use
Believe me, I know. I saw them in your refrigerator.
embarrassingly
when I was over there.
often,
Yeah.
probably. And I think I've never had one at your house before.
True.
So here's the thing. Unlike some other shortcuts that we've talked about on this show, I will say I don't actually think that the bagged salad is better. Like, we're just going
Yay.
to put that out there right now,
Okay.
right? I'm not making the
Phew.
argument
Yeah.
that the bagged salad is better. I am saying I can get a salad kit that goes with like multiple different types of meals. So I can get a Caesar for a night that we're having spaghetti and meatballs, and I can get a Mediterranean flavor and I don't have to keep 12 different bottled dressings in my
So you actually
fridge.
used a little dressing pack in the salad thing too?
Yeah.
Wow. You're cringing, aren't you, Tom?
No, not a bit.
Yeah, not at all. But I use them all the time. And I think that for me, the convenience factor in some ways outweighs the fresh factor. And it's another thing that I'll say that I always, always, always doctor up. So like I always season my own. I often, if I have a container of butter lettuce or something like that in my fridge or romaine, like I'll beef it up kind of with my own. But I do use all the little toppings.
The
and
croutons even?
Yeah, and I
Okay.
do. Wow, why are you so surprised?
Well, you've got quite
There's
a
a lot of
palate.
judgment coming at me today for this one.
Well, here's what I'll say. If you go to the grocery store these days,
Yep.
you're not the only one using bagged salad because
No, the section
the
of them is
whole wall
massive.
is full of them. Yeah. And I often buy the little container of pre-washed salad greens.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like there's one of spinach or there's one of arugula and then I'll make my own mix. I never buy the spring mix, so to speak.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just because I just find it ubiquitous and it's not interesting enough for my table. And then it also, when you dress it, it flops.
Wow, that was like a subtle burn there. It's not interesting enough for my table.
Well, it gets heavy with the olive oil and whatever dressing I'm putting on it, and it just mushes out. So I don't like it. Becky, how
That
about
makes
you?
sense. Well, I used to love the mosh that that Trader Joe's always had them around Christmas time in bags, and they'd keep well. And I love that for a Christmas salad, but I haven't seen it in years. Have you seen mosh?
Mm-mm.
I don't know what the shelf life is on it. That could be a problem with
Maybe
mosh,
that's
is
why they're
that
not growing it,
breaks
yeah.
down. Yeah. You can also find it in your sidewalk cracks. Purslane
Purslane.
and mosh.
right.
Exactly. So.
But yeah, I just think, for example, the other night we had like the Mediterranean crunch. And
That's the name of the salad mix?
yes.
Okay.
And a couple nights before that we had their like Asian style that has little wonton crispies in it. And the Mediterranean crunch has little pita chips that go on top of it and things like that. And it's like, I want a salad that has different textures and flavors depending on what else I'm putting it with. Because for me, it's pretty much always a side dish. If I'm making like an entree salad, I will make it from scratch. And I don't want to fry little wonton crispies.
Well, as you know, there's no real judgment here. I'm just saying the alternative would be to design a salad yourself, right? And there's just no time in your life, but there is time in my life. So my suggestion would be to invite me over for dinner and say, you're on salad.
Great. And I want crispy wontons.
And I want crispy wontons.
Okay.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you'll know what a really good Chinese chicken salad
I
tastes
know
like.
what it tastes like.
Well, what about dressings? If you have the time, do you think making the dressing is worth it, or do you buy dressings?
I see. That's where I would give in. I would buy a dressing and maybe just add a squeeze of lemon to it or something like that.
Yeah, I always add like extra salt, pepper, squeeze of lemon, and then sometimes some extra seasoning that goes in kind of the flavor profile that I'm working with, just because I find those little packet dressings to be pretty flat, and there's never as much acid as I like in a salad dressing.
And I'll clarify mine is that I always buy the refrigerated ones.
Yeah, me too.
And there's a brand out there, I don't remember the name. They come in like little milk bottle shaped salad dressings, but it's one that's got feta cheese and Kalamata olives in it and olive oil and red wine
Cindy's, I
vinegar.
think.
What is Cindy's?
Cindy's,
Is that
I
what
believe,
that is?
yeah.
I'm not
Because
sure.
I just love a really good olive oil and a thick balsamic vinegar and just drizzle it on there.
Yeah, see, and balsamic's too heavy for me.
Oh,
I
it is?
never use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would not like my salads.
I
My
make
favorite is the serious pie salad, the simple
oh yeah.
muscatel vinegar, olive oil, salt, pepper. Yeah.
You know, when I'm making dressing, I do olive oil, lemon, a little bit of honey, some kind of vinegar, salt, pepper, and a little bit of mustard.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my favorite go-to dressing. But I don't,
Where'd you get that recipe?
well,
It might be in my book.
but I don't know necessarily how to make, the Thai chili dressing on this type of salad, or not even know, but want to take the time to look up how to make it. And
The other
do
thing
it.
is, it's not something that you want to just keep in your fridge
Exactly.
forever, because lemon juice dies really quickly.
Yeah.
The floral nature of citrus dies really quickly. And so you can make that little vinaigrette you just talked about today. It'll taste very different by tomorrow.
Yeah.
The vinegar cooks the little bit of shallot that's in there. It's just a different product the next day. So they are a little bit better, in my mind, made right to order. So
Good point.
okay, Zach Broom is going to join us. Speaking of delicious produce, we're going to cultivate some fresh from Charlie's Produce. He is in charge of CP Organics, and we're going to talk about organic produce on Cairo Radio. It's the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
It is amazing to me. Like there's like 50 different salad kits now.
Yeah.
I mean, to choose from.
Those are some big ass avocados.
I know. I always have one or two in my.
Do you guys sell those?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Spanuga. I like that. Yeah. I don't always love, like, they're a little bit slaw ingredient heavy. They tend to be like the shredded broccoli or, things like that. Yeah.
That's about $1,000 worth of avocados right there. Oh, really? Is this a new? Okay.
God, don't get ahead of yourself.
I do have one.
Is it ripe?
This one is, that one's going to be, tomorrow would be better, but I think today would be.
Let's.
You want the knife? Are you gonna cut anything?
I think
I got it. Oddly enough, for
No way.
you guys carry a knife around all the time, do the little tastings. I bet you didn't know you were going to go home with an avocado today, did you?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, these are good for me today.
Me too. I don't like when I like when they have that firm texture still.
That's you like it like
I like
that.
when they're glistening with fat like that too.
In fact, yeah, there's lots of oil in these Charwells. We had the folks from Exxon. I can't say that. Oh, they
Save it
reached
for
out.
the radio.
Oh, you're supposed to save it for the radio. You just you just scolded me. Now let's get on
Okay,
here.
Thank you.
Laura, are you coming on? Nope, you're sitting to the side. Wait till I tell Charlie you weren't doing anything today.
He's used to it. Yeah.
He knows. Oh, I was so bummed I had to cancel my trip last week with him. Oh, yeah.
Getting better.
I got my cast off. I broke it and gouged it with the wood splitter. But I had it looked at again yesterday, my first x-ray in 8 weeks, and we're good to go.
Yay.
Oh, yeah?
Yay.
Are you able to start golfing again?
Yep.
Even though you can't
When's
move
the
it
inaugural?
still?
I can't move it, but look at that.
Yeah. Wow. You'll get there. It's amazing.
He said I can really work it now.
Oh, really?
I thought I would snap it again, but
Ugh.
with that in our minds,
Yeah,
let's
it's
have lunch.
delish. I'm a little nauseous now.
All right, here we are back in the hot stove kitchen. I got a mouthful of avocado, and I haven't had this kind of avocado since I was on the Big Island last February. I think I buy these kinds of avocados at the farm stands. We have Zach Broom here at the mic. He's the organic sales rep from Charlie's Produce, in charge of CP Organics, which would be Charlie's Produce Organics.
Yes.
It's just a guess.
Thank you. Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. The breakfast was delicious, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
If this radio thing doesn't work out, you should try.
I should try cooking.
Yes, the rest
Well,
of the thing.
that
That's
ruby
Anna.
chard you had is from you.
Oh.
Just so you know.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, thanks for having me on the show. I kind of was introduced to organics in about 1990, 91.
Mhm.
So
you're old, is what you're saying.
Yes, sir. I worked at a little mom and pop grocery store called Kent's Market up in Greenwood, and I was tasked to,
One of my
grow
favorite
some-
little stores.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
but I had to compete against the big box stores in the area, and I didn't know what to do because I couldn't really go toe to toe with them. So I reached out to Charlie's, who is fortunate to have him in our backyard, about organic produce. And so we were carrying lots of organic produce, and that's kind of where I kind of fell in love with it and saw the unique stuff, not just the the history about it. Oh wait, I got to talk like this. Sorry. And yeah, here I am today. So I brought you. I find that with the organic produce, you get a lot of the more unique items, not the everyday stuff that you see. Sure, there's broccoli and cauliflower and stuff like that, but you get unique items like Coke Farm spring onions and Adriatic figs and the California keep mangoes. I don't know if you ever tried. You can burn the place down there. And then these avocados from Hawaii, which I think we're pretty excited about these things. So I know you got to try it. Lots of oil.
It's delicious.
They're
Shockingly,
massive.
yeah, they're massive, but they just shine with oil when you cut them open. And
Yep.
I mean, avocado oil is one of the hot ingredients these days, right?
Yeah, we had the folks from Exxon reach out to us because of the high oil content. They're looking to.
Yeah. Very funny.
Yeah.
So, the number one question I get about organics, I'm walking around the Ballard Market, and oddly enough, people stare into my shopping cart and they want to see what I'm buying. So I have to hide anything trashy. I have to hide underneath. Something
Oreos
really good.
are underneath. Yeah.
Your frozen coconut shrimp have to
underneath my organic avocados. But when you go back to broccoli or cauliflower, you can see both, and one's almost always organic is a 10 to 30% more expensive.
Can be, yeah.
And but I find the organic nature more intense. The organic flavor is more intense.
I find that too, especially with tomatoes and stuff like that.
I don't know if it's true or not, because I think part of it is that they're not as full of water as some of the unorganic.
I think it's healthier soil, frankly. I think that, it's just healthier soil. So organic farmers are, they can't use a lot of the same herbicides, insecticides, and fertilizers that conventional farmers can use. So they have to pay more attention to the health of the soil. Which I think
healthy soil, healthy plants, healthy people.
Yep. Yeah.
I have to imagine from 1991 when you were starting that the organic market has changed dramatically because I feel like, the shelf presence of organic produce now in stores seems, even since I can remember grocery shopping, to be, and I'm so young, to be, much larger.
Tom was actually, you were really behind the organics early on too. Because when I left the grocery store, I went to work for Charlie's in '94, and I was lucky enough to deliver to the Dahlia Lounge back in the early. This is before Edda's opened up,
right?
And you guys were doing all the fun, organic little baby turnips and chicories and radicchios, things I hadn't seen before. And I thought it was really neat to see. So appreciate your support.
And, that goes back to us originally, farmers walking into our back door with things. And then off season, you're kind of, when the farmers don't show up anymore, I got to go call Charlie and say, dude, why can't we get some of these things? And he's so into it. He would just go out and find them.
Yep.
Or send you out to find them.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's what I love about Charlie's in general, is that he's got a real passion for the produce. You can see it right on his trucks. Yep. Follow me, supporting local organic farmers for 78. Yeah.
Wow.
So, no, it's really awesome. Let's go back to these avocados that are in front of us for a second. They're massive.
Yep.
They're tasty, and they're from Hawaii. And I haven't really seen a commercial crop coming out of Hawaii. Is that true, or is this
no?
new?
This is true. So this is one thing about organics is it's a lot of the farmers that do some more of the unique items like this. They're not mass producers, right? So this isn't going to be a good commercial crop because it's a low yield thing. Like we get somewhere in around 30 to 40 boxes a week. And
that's not very much.
No.
It sounds like a lot to the home person, but
correct.
In the world of Charlie's Produce, that's like a flick of the wrist. Yeah.
We've got them. Metropolitan Market has them. Vashon Thriftway has them. The Ken's has them. And I think you should see them in PCC here in the coming days too. But it's a really neat, unique avocado. It was developed in Australia before it came here to Hawaii by Sharp and Wilson, I believe, were the two cultivators for it. And so that's where they came up with the name Char Sure, I will. And it's a high oil content avocado, and they're delicious.
They're delicious. You're coming up on your biggest avocado day, which is Super Bowl weekend.
Oh.
How many cases of avocados will Charlie sell on Super Bowl weekend?
Loads.
Loads.
Yeah,
Cinco de Mayo.
yeah, tens of thousands.
Yeah,
I
Super
think-
Bowl is the number one,
Is
though,
it?
right? For
Okay.
avocados. Yeah. So fun. Loretta, you love avocados, always have.
I do.
I love them as a kind of a base for a salad. It's like a 1970s.
I know your little
80s.
filled
You
avocado.
you put your little shrimp salad in the center. It just takes me back to my beginning years as a young cook, with a little salad underneath, and then the use of the avocado itself for a cup.
Yep.
You
Crab
ever-
salad too is delicious.
Crab salad.
Yeah, in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually used to really dislike avocados, and I think it was a texture thing. And then my mom was like the first avocado toast person that I mean, she's been eating
Oh.
just avocado on toast forever. And that was my what finally turned me on to avocados was the good bread and a perfect avocado. And
Yeah.
she still relishes that.
Absolutely, with a grind of black pepper and some nice flake sea salt
Yeah.
on top. That's perfect.
Sean
Perfect
McFadden
breakfast.
recently taught me that you can take, I have an egg allergy, that you can take avocado and put it in the salad dressing just like you would an egg for a Caesar.
Yeah.
It's
To use it
fabulous.
as a thickener.
Yes. And it doesn't, with all the lemon in it, it doesn't oxidize.
I like it in smoothies too. It makes you like a really creamy smoothie texture when you use it in there.
Zach, I don't know if you heard our segment before this, but we were talking about bagged salads.
Correct.
And one of the things that my mother-in-law would do is we'd always have these big salads at the farm where she lived, and she would take the salad the next morning with the avocado and everything in it, put it in the blender,
Oh my.
and have a smoothie out of last night's
Well-
salad.
Wow.
That's
Are you okay with that, Zach?
I don't know if I could.
He's a little green.
And my mom would burn the grilled cheese sandwiches and then flip it the other side, so it only got the burned. You wouldn't see
Right.
the burned side. And
Right.
so I never thought about throwing it in the juicer. That's probably a
Well, we always say you put the burn side up, so that way the customer thinks you meant to do it.
Oh, perfect.
Be intentional.
The intentional burn.
I love it.
Well, it's been a delicious morning already, just topped off by these tasty avocados. Thank you for bringing them in.
Yeah, thanks for the time. Appreciate you.
And continue the good work at Charlie's. We've been a fan for a long time.
Yep, we are too. Thanks you.
All right. So much more to do here. Doug, George Gordon, and Marianne Barron Wagner are here to talk about their book, Heaven on a Half Shell, celebrating the delicious oyster crop here in the Northwest. On Cairo Radio, it's the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
Yeah, so these won't get black, all black like the traditional Haas avocado. So they green. So when they're glued up against them, they're ready to go.
The one I opened is ripe and ready to eat, so
Oh, thank you. And your testament is on the back.
okay.
Hi. I will jump off and you can, how about
Good morning.
Doug, you're here? And you want to talk really
How's it
close to the
going?
mic?
Good.
Happy to be here.
And vice versa. We're happy you are here.
We love this program.
Thank you.
Got you both here.
Yeah.
So you can sit here. Hi, I'm Becky. Nice to meet you in person. Yeah, you just want to talk really close to the mic.
Very
You can
close.
sit or- Yes.
Let me practice.
All right, photo.
Laura, you know your job. Make you look pretty.
Oh, always.
Yeah, exactly. And they're actually processed here.
Testing, testing. Blue.
Love it. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Yes. All right.
Why not? It's raining outside. All right. See you later.
Water.
Yeah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Don't forget, there's free books up here if you want a book.
Yeah.
Up on the bar there. All right. You guys have very long names.
Well, you can just call me Diggity for short.
Big what?
You can just call me Diggity for short.
Diggity, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Who knew? Where do we know each other from? You look so familiar to me. Have we met before?
Yeah, we've met a couple times at book openings.
Oh, okay.
I've worked at a number of museums where they've had book celebrations.
Okay.
And I hosted a couple events, and you were the host, the MC.
Ah,
So
that's
we
right.
have met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becky, are you ready? Oh, there she is.
I'm giving up my mic.
Okay. We are back here at the hot stove. We got a lively day going on today. Thank you for joining us here in the studios of the Hot Stove Society Cooking School. Zach, pardon me, Sean DeTore, can you fix that for me, please? Co-authors Doug George Gordon and Marianne Baron Wagner are here. They have a new book, not a new book, I guess. Okay, let's just start this again.
Yeah.
Ready? Welcome back to the Hot Stove Society Kitchens here in downtown Seattle. Had a lively group today. So many presents today and different tastes and wine and champagne and you name it.
Festive in here.
It's very festive. It's Christmas time. Don't forget, next week we're going to be giving away a KitchenAid mixer with some attachments. For those of you who own a KitchenAid already, we're going to give away 5 different KitchenAid products. Right now, we've invited David George Gordon and...
Nope. Doug.
No, David.
David? My sheet
Last time
says
I
Doug.
checked.
Right
it was
now,
Doug.
we've invited David George Gordon and Marianne Baron Wagner, pretty good, huh? Into our studios to talk about their book called Heaven on the Half Shell. And I wrote a little endorsement for this. It must be, a year or two ago that you asked me for this? Or
Yeah, I would say about a year ago.
a year ago. And I wrote, if an oyster can be an angel on horseback, swim succulently in steamy, creamy chowder, be deviled with a mustardy scallion butter, or with nary and adornment be heaven on a half shell, it's no wonder why this pearl is its least taste. No, I kind of read that wrong. Let's try that again, Sean. So what I wrote after looking through this book, I wrote, if an oyster can be an angel on horseback, swim succulent. Too many food items.
Too much
Yeah.
wine tasting.
If an oyster can be an angel on horseback, swim succulently in steamy, creamy chowder, be bedeviled with mustardy scallion butter, or with nary an adornment be heaven on a half shell, it's no wonder why a pearl is its least tasty achievement. That was eloquent.
You were feeling poetic that
Read
day.
this book, love these mollusks, and save the world. So tell us, so who wants to jump in about this book, how it got started, and really the important job that oysters have in our world?
I'm going to jump in on that.
All right.
This book originally was written and came out in 2001, right around the time of the World Trade Center. A lot of people did not pay attention to it. They were too focused on other matters at that time. And 20 years later, we started working on an update for this book. It's kind of amazing to me how much had happened over 20 years in that industry. So there was lots to tell about. And it was a big project for us. I love this book because oysters are really important, not only as food items, but also as something that we keep alive to keep our waters good. And, you know, the fact that Washington has such good, pristine waters is a real plus in the oyster industry and other shellfish growing.
And is it why we have such pristine waters?
You know, I really love this buy-in. You know, we talk about from tide to table. And I like that people can make this connection with oysters, that the shellfish themselves are the result of our doing what we ought to do. I mean, like Chesapeake Bay, for example, I think they're down to about 1/10 of their historic production. That's because they weren't paying attention way back when. Now we have a chance to do it right. So let's all keep water quality as pristine as we can.
How much of that is, like Chesapeake Bay, for example, is pollution compared to overfishing? You know, there's several factors at hand there. And it seems to me in the last 20 years, and maybe obviously longer, that the whole farming of oysters has come about in a way that wasn't there 100 years ago.
You know, there's lots of technology that's available now that is much more environmentally friendly. Keeping oysters in bags rather than actually growing them on the tide flats themselves is a really great addition to that. And yes, water quality is really important. You know, East Coast, Chesapeake Bay, they had a 100-year head start in raping and pillaging the resources. So we're still catching up, and hopefully we'll play it right. That's a good part.
Well, that's at the end of the day what you're trying to do. And how about you?
Yeah, and that is one of the takeaways of the book, is that the oyster industry is a player in keeping our waters pristine and clean. Oysters are a filter feeder, right? And the farmers we have in Washington State in particular are very, very active in keeping the waters clean. They're advocates, really. And little known fact, Washington State is one of the largest producers of oysters in the United States. Little known fact, people don't realize. And we have one really amazing oyster, the only native oyster all along the West Coast, in fact, is the Olympia. And I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
Sure, of course.
Very special
They're
oyster.
about the size of a 50-cent piece.
Right.
That's right.
It's beautiful too. It's my favorite. And it actually is sprinkled throughout this book. In fact, this book is a lovely, I think, sweet mixture of history, new technologies, and the recipes that really tie all the themes together. So the recipes kind of are filtered throughout the entire, much like oysters, throughout the book. And in particular, they actually range from the early years of the history of the oyster, and you might want to touch on the history in Washington State. But David, you might want to talk about that a little bit.
Definitely. You know, it's really interesting to me. They say that the choice of a state capital, Olympia, was inspired by oyster feeds that they had there. Like, come on down to Olympia, eat all the oysters you can. Of course, those were native Olympia oysters. But that's really what helped influence the selection of that town for the capital.
Right.
I also want to say that the oyster farmers did a lot of the testimony in Congress in Washington, D.C., that ultimately supported the Clean Water Act. So they've been great outspoken advocates for clean water.
Right. And what happened with the whole Willapa Bay controversy, where they were using the pesticide to get rid of the burrowing shrimp and all of that, the oyster farmers, because they were the ones that were kind of for that, weren't they?
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of a lose-lose situation. I mean, if you wanted to raise organic oysters, you would not be able to do that in an area where they're spraying to kill these shrimp
Yeah.
that were looked at as an obstacle to growing oysters.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot of controversy over that. And oyster farmers went from being kind of the champions, the stewards of the oyster business and the environment, to being kind of the bad guys briefly.
I know, it was like this whole flip.
And they had to kind of reinvent themselves. That's where a lot of this tied to table. You can go to places like, well, Hama Hama, and get oysters right from the source and stare at this water while you're there. So
And Goose Point oysters, they do the same thing. And there's Taylor Shellfish, they're doing the tied to table really well too. There's a number of the oyster companies catching on to the direct tied to table theme.
And of course, over the last 20 years, oysters have grown in popularity, and oyster bars and places like that have sprung up all over the place. When I worked on the original book, it was certainly a happening thing, but nothing like foodie culture has inspired today.
Right. Yeah,
there's been this resurgence of kind of this tinned fish as popularity, and I have to imagine oysters have become a big part of that also.
You know, it's funny to me, there was this, I was telling Tom this right before we started. There was this period in the 70s, I think, where the Magnuson Act pushed foreign fisheries offshore like 200 miles. And in order to, if you're going to ask people to give up something, you have to give something in return. So what they actually did was they built canneries for oysters in places like Taiwan and South Korea and other places. If you go to a grocery store now and look at the stocks, you're going to see most of them are foreign. And there's just a few of these domestic sources right now.
So you've got lots of recipes in your book. You got the history, some recipes. What's your favorite thing that you would tell people to look for in here first?
Well, I have to say, I think I must love stews because there are 5 different stews and soups in here. And I happen to love the Jojo Barron's light oyster stew, the one everybody's tasting today.
Right.
And that comes from my family's archives. My parents adapted it. It used to be a heavier stew because my grandfather was really into stews. And my parents adapted it, adding Walla Walla onions, very sweet, and lightened it up by using skim milk. And voila, a little bit of butter and you're set to go without the calories.
Nice.
You know, it's a great recipe because for those who are just getting accustomed to eating oysters, I know that it's not for everyone, but if you're just introducing yourself to oysters, stews are a great route to go because you're not, you know, face to face with a raw oyster on the half shell immediately. It's a nice, gentle way to introduce the oyster. So I love those. Those are my favorite. And I want to add that we also have recipes, as I said, going way back. We have a 1904 oyster stuffing, which for this time of year, it's perfect. And it's so old. This recipe comes from a Northwest cookbook, but it is so old that it doesn't even have measurements. But the ingredients are so simple, you can't mess it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm going to stop for 1 second. Sean, did you take out, remember I reread my thing a few times. Is that out of the time clock? Yeah, I'm just saying for as far as our segment length goes. So I know we're good on time now, but you factored it in. That's what I'm asking. I was trying to ask that. All right, so the book is called Heaven on the Half Shell, the story of the oyster in the Pacific Northwest. It's a fun read. It's great little pictures. And of course, as many things like apples and canned salmon, they got the beautiful end labels from all of the crates that everything used to be packed in. So it's a great, the oystermen and women in the book who go out and get these mollusks for us. What a treat to have in our world. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks for having us.
Oh, absolutely. Super fun. Up next, it's Rub with Love, Food for Thought, Tasty Trivia on Cairo Radio, the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
All right. Thank you.
That was a lot of work for such a short segment.
You worked hard.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming. This is beautiful.
I like that you didn't bring bugs. Yeah, if you look him up on YouTube, you can see him with James Corden doing a bug segment. Yeah, yeah. Better, yes, I think so too.
Becky, just
We have a mix.
Oh, there's so many. That I don't think you're done. Oh, it's not a big deal. I don't think.
you don't think so? Okay.
We can find the new producer by next week. Oh, look who's sitting here. Sean, will you check her mic level? What's your name?
Donna. Is that good? Yep.
Things that remind me of Terry. It's just like that.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
Well, there you go. You'll be good.
Practice with me.
Practice with me.
Listen to this.
Listen to this.
Listen to this.
Listen to
Ooh,
this.
Yeah. See
Yeah.
how good that is?
You like that better?
Right up close.
All right.
That's our NPR voice.
All right. The nose is almost touching.
You out? Okay, thank you. Oh, did you get your book? Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you. No.
Oh, come on in.
Here, I'll take it.
Boy, it was hard to read my endorsement.
So beautifully written.
Thanks for my little treat. Becky just came back from Portugal where they have stores.
We did a little segment on that. It was fun. Yeah.
That's so much food, my glasses are like. You guys ready to wrap this thing up? Okay, this is our last segment.
Oh, that's
Our
cute.
last segment.
That's sweet.
We're back here in the kitchen on Cairo Radio. It's the Hot Stove Society show. Thank you for joining us. Just wanted to mention one more time our fun and festive New Year's Eve event here on the 31st, right here at the Hot Stove. I don't even know what it cost.
200.
200? $200. It comes with pretty much everything.
A huge menu. It looks delicious.
gonna be
Is it
awesome.
$200 a person, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So plus tax and tip. Don't forget
And
that.
what I love, it's from 7 to 9.
So you have
Why
time
do
to
you love
either
that? Do you have
get
to go to bed? or
back
what's
in
going on?
bed,
Well, you
get
can-
into bed
you can go
before
to another
midnight,
party.
or you can go to your next party.
Yeah.
Scallion
party hop.
pancakes, King Dynasty fried shrimp, Annie's pork and Napa cabbage dumplings, Old Friend knife cut noodles.
Mm.
So much fun to be had.
Wine pairings for each.
All right, let's do our Rub with Love. Rub with Love is a. You wrote a different intro.
Does
Rub with Love is going to help keep you ready for the holidays with gifts for friends and family and for yourself. If you are north and east of Seattle, pick up our products at Made in Washington and stores in Alderwood Mall or Bellevue Square. In the city, Made in Washington also has a store located in the Pike Place Market. They're actually one of the few stores that carries our entire line.
Wow.
Because sometimes people are like, I can't find the mushroom rub or I can't find the turkey rub or whatever it is. So for those of you further away or want to send a gift, please visit our website where we are currently offering free shipping on all orders over $50 in the continental United States. All right, how do we play this game?
Well, it's going to be a fun one. We've got 3 contestants, and The one who gets the 5 questions closest to right is the winner. And we've got Donna here from the
I like
audience.
closest to right. That's like it's a good qualifier.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But let's start with Loretta so Donna can see how this goes. All right, number 1. Can you please share the name of the holiday dessert that was inspired by the ancient winter solstice custom of burning a log to celebrate longer days?
A Yule log.
Yes. And I just saw a gorgeous picture of one at the Dahlia
Oh my God, the
Bakery with-
bakery ones, they're stunning.
So you might be sold out already. I'm
Oh.
not sure. So
Darn. I want to get one. Good
They're
job.
gluten-free too.
True or false? In 1893, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the tomato, which is technically a fruit, was classified as a vegetable for the purpose of imposing tariffs on vegetable imports. It's a legal question, so I figured this was good
I
for
know. True?
It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Seems too
why would
weird-
you make that up?
Too weird to be false. Yeah.
Number 3, what might be ingredients in the classic hot and sour Thai soup called tom yum?
Usually it has mushrooms, lemongrass. It's a broth based. I get it with chicken normally.
There's one ingredient in the broth you're missing.
It's
What's
like
that, Tom?
chicken broth.
Coconut milk.
Huh? And fish sauce, but you get it right. 'cause
But
you-
Tom Kha Gai normally is the coconut based one, and Tom Yum is a clear broth.
She still got it right. She's schooling us. All right. Number 4, please name the nuts that are native to North America and are often used for a popular holiday pie.
Pecans.
Yes, you got it.
Wow.
And finally,
You're on fire.
do you recall Sesame Street? I don't know, you might be too.
A little.
Okay,
Yeah.
a little. Well, this is inspired by a classic Sesame Street game. One of these things is not like the others.
Okay.
Can you please tell us which one of these 4 things just doesn't belong?
Great.
Here they are: Italian seasoning,
Okay.
garam masala,
Okay.
herbs de Provence, or allspice.
Allspice.
Yes.
It's not a blend.
It's not a blend.
Not a blend. Nice
Perfect
job.
score, Loretta.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Donna.
Okay,
Now
that's
you know
a
I
what
gotta
little
say, that's a
intimidating.
millennial there that knows the difference between Tom Yum and Tom Gai.
Yes.
Tom Kha Gai. So
Had
Yes.
a lot of Thai takeout in my
Yes.
life.
Well done. All right, Donna. Please share the name of the candy which first appeared in 1670 and is often used to decorate Christmas trees.
Can we stop that for 1 second? So introduce who she is,
Okay.
if you would, and then we can ask her the question.
Okay, perfect.
Where are you from?
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Okay. Hello, Donna. How are you today?
I'm great.
Did you have a
Thanks.
fun time in the audience?
I did. It was wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, it's lovely to have you on our show,
Thank you for having me.
all the way from Kirkland.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm a little intimidated to follow that, but I'll give it a go.
What, the 5 for 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Number 1, please share the name of the candy which first appeared in 1670 and is often used to decorate Christmas trees.
Candy canes?
You got it. Number 1, you got. Which spice gives Indian curry dishes their distinctive yellow color?
Turmeric?
Nailed it.
Ooh, Donna's on fire.
She's-
What's going on that side of the room?
She's quite the chef. Multiple choice. From which country does the traditional winter fruit cake Stollen come from? Sweden, Germany, or Mexico?
Okay, Becky
gonna
has
go with
seeded this with her
Germany.
friend, I believe.
Well done. All right, got to give her a chance.
You learned a few things from Pamela, didn't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. The best. Are there plums in plum pudding?
No.
Right. Good job. In the Victorian age, plums referred to raisins and other dried fruits. You might know that with your British
So
background.
there
I
were
do.
prunes, is what you're saying in a plum pudding, or not?
Wasn't it mostly raisins?
Yes.
In
And currants.
Also,
and,
what did you say?
um,
Plums referred to raisins.
Right.
I see.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, final question. One of these things is not like the others. Can you please tell us which one just doesn't belong? Almonds, peanuts, walnuts, or pine nuts?
I'm going to go with peanuts. But
You got it, because peanuts are a legume. They're not nuts.
yes.
Well done, going with your
Way to go.
intuition.
5 for
Okay,
5.
so we got 2 5s. Tom, how are you feeling?
I feel terrible right now. I'm going to call out sick.
Too late.
Anybody else want to take my spot?
Too late. Okay, number
Okay.
1. What is the difference between the British and American pigs in a blanket?
The American version my daughter makes with crescent rolls.
Delicious.
And somebody asked me for a photo of myself for a catalog they were putting together, and I sent them a picture of pigs in a blanket.
And what is the difference with the British version?
The British version is it's a banger in a blanket.
It's wrapped in bacon.
Ah,
there you
you
go.
Really?
So then, to follow up, true or false? In Scotland, pigs in a blanket are called kilted soldiers.
Of course they are.
It's so cute. They are. I had to use that one.
And they live on the bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
Okay. Number 3, please share the name of the herb that is the key ingredient in the classic French béarnaise sauce.
Well, it's one of the herbs that so many people say they hate,
Mhm.
but once they have it in béarnaise, they love it. It's tarragon.
Well
Tarragon.
done. Terry loved his tarragon.
Yeah.
During Prohibition, which soft drink was developed as an alternative to alcohol?
Coca-Cola,
Root beer.
root beer.
Yes. Finally,
You've already
knew?
lost.
I've already lost.
yeah. Well, you're 2 out of 5 thus far. Which one of these things is not
Can you
like?
say that louder, please?
2 out of 5.
Let's get 3.
2
Sir.
out of 4 so
2 out of
far.
4. Correct. Oh, I see. I foreshadowed. Okay. Which you'll get this. Which one of these things is not like the others? Chuck eye, hanger, Boston butt, or flat iron?
Boston butt is the shoulder of a pig. The rest come from a steer.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
3 out of 5. The ladies have a tie. How about I'll say it. Whoever gets it first goes.
Do we
You get-
like tap in?
Yep.
Okay.
Or yes. Perfect.
Okay, I'm ready.
In Home Alone, what food does Kevin use to make his famous cheese pizza?
I've never seen
Cheese.
Velveeta.
So it's not even cheese.
Not even a cheese. One more.
it. Okay.
What is the popular Christmas drink made from milk, eggs, and sugar?
No.
Donna, way to go.
Donna,
Way to go,
Donna
Donna.
didn't even
Cut her
tap in.
off. Cut her off at the knees. Okay, Donna, you get to pick somebody from the audience to give a 3-pack of rubs.
What if Donna just wins the 3-pack since she's from the audience?
Well, that's a good idea too. I said somebody from the audience, didn't I? If you want to be part of the show, you can join the community on YouTube Live at Tom Douglas & Co. or buy a ticket to join us here in the studio. It's so fun, isn't it? At hotstovesociety.com. The show is produced today by Becky Guzak, the Tom Douglas team. Sean McFadden is our technical wizard, and our talented editor at Kairos, Sean, don't call me, Del Torre. And remember, if you miss any episode of our Hot Stove Society show on Cairo, you can listen via podcast. Just subscribe with your favorite podcast app. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. See you next week.
Happy holidays.